This is Joey Molland, and you're listening to Jim and Mike talk.
Today we have a special guest on the show. He's a singer, songwriter, and guitarist. He was one of the original members of the 1970s band Badfinger, who had 4 top 10 hits and went on to sell over 14 million albums.
Woo!
And he just released a brand new album called Be True to Yourself. Let's all welcome to Jim and Mike Talk.
Hello!
Mr.
Joey Molland.
Joey Molland. How are you, sir?
I'm good, man. It's good.
You're not a sir, are you? Are you?
No, I'm not a sir, no.
Not yet.
No. Everybody's a sir in today's polite world, aren't they?
Okay.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Thank you, sir. Well done, yeah.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
do you know how you become knighted? Like
you pay a lot of money in taxes.
Oh, okay.
or you get really old and become famous for doing some, like John Mayall's a knight.
Oh, okay.
Yes, he's Sir John Mayall, and
Wow.
it is quite an honor, really. But
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah.
There's nothing quite like it in the U.S., is there? I mean, really, to get a certain level of recognition.
I think that that badge that they give, the medal, the American medal, what is it? That's kind of a cool thing.
Okay.
Yeah. There's different medals that they give. Yeah.
The what is it? The peace medal, or I don't even know.
Oh, it's like the I can't remember. It's something the president gives, and he's giving, to great entertainers, or great people.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Great Americans. So
Yeah.
It's a similar thing to that. Just.
But then you have to wear it around. You'd have to wear it around your neck all the time so people know. Because you don't have the title.
No, it's cool. It's cool. People don't walk around with their medallions on their night badges and stuff.
Yeah.
They do it special occasions, but
Well, hey Joey, in this interview, we want to go back to the early days of your life, and then also want to get to the end here of what you've been doing recently too. But Jim, where are we starting here?
So, Joey, you're born in Liverpool, correct?
I was, yeah.
Edge Hill.
Edge Hill, Liverpool 8, yeah.
So I always thought Liverpool was like one town, but I guess it's a city, and then there's districts.
It's a region.
Correct.
It's a district, right?
Yeah, there are different areas in the city have their own names, but yeah. Just like anywhere else,
I was thinking I'm a child of the 70s and came to age in the 80s. And so what was it like? What was going on when you were in your teens and late teens? This is, what was going on in England at that time? The music scene, of course. As you became an adult, you're 18. Was there other cultural influences around you or things that were happening back then at that time?
No, you're just growing up a little bit, aren't you? You're working, you've left school.
Yeah.
You're not seeing any of your school pals pretty much. Very few people go to university or anything like that. So mainly you leave school 15, 16, and you get a job. And you kind of join society then. Whether you've, I started going downtown when I was going to school. I'd play truant from school.
To play music?
There are reasons why. No, it wasn't. I was just learning then, 11, 12, 13, 14. I was learning to play the guitar and stuff. So I did have that interest. I had an argument at school with a priest. I was playing the piano in the chapel, playing What Did I Say on the piano.
Okay.
And the priest came in and he just got raging mad. You know, he thought it was like sacrilege or something.
Yeah, right.
And I knew that it wasn't sacrilege.
You knew in your heart. You knew.
Yeah, I knew I wasn't doing anything wrong. You know the way you know these things. And anyway, so I started just not going to the school. This priest came into the art class and made me stand up in front of the whole class. And he yelled at me. Father Holland, his name was. He yelled at me. He said, "We don't want your type of boy in our school." And that's what he showed me. That's what he showed me. And I was drawing
you were
a
playing
fire.
rock and roll. You know.
So I just stopped going. I really did. I was third in my class at that school.
Very good.
In the top 3 guys. I studied Latin, French, mathematics, physics, science, all of it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I wasn't bad. I wasn't stupid or anything. But I like to play. I like to do that. I heard Elvis Presley, man, and it turned me on.
Yeah.
Blue suede shoes, click.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clicked.
And so I started, anyway, stopped going to school, started going downtown, going to like horror movies, things like that. I had like 2 bob, 2 shillings would be my lunch money every day. So anyway, so that would get me in the movies, maybe get me a little bit of Indian food. I found Indian food as well, which was really a big deal to me. And then walking around the town, I came across the Cavern,
Cavern Club, yeah.
Yeah, we were going to ask you.
And it's, I could go in there even though I was only a schoolboy, because there was no drinking in there.
That's what I thought. Recently on eBay, someone had a ticket for like a youth membership. I don't know if they gave out membership cards.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
So I figured you didn't have to be of drinking age to go in there.
No.
Yeah.
There wasn't any. The tea and coffee and soup and sandwiches, things like that.
So is the atmosphere like a pub? Because, a lot of Americans, they don't really know what pubs are unless they travel to the UK. I was at Scotland one time for 2 weeks, and I experienced, a real pub. It's like, oh, I get it now. It's everything. It's bar, restaurant, billiards, and everybody's chilling, Yeah. And you don't have that here. You don't have the real pubs here in America.
Well,
it's rare. It's rare.
They were called public houses.
Yeah.
That's what pub comes from.
Public
house.
You just come in.
People would routinely go in there and have a pint with their wife, and it was cool. There'd be a fire burning. You could get a sausage if you want.
Yeah.
It's just a way of socializing for the working man, really. But
so the Cavern Club, was it like a pub that was special?
No.
Some different? No, or it was different. What was the Cavern?
Well, the Cavern was in a basement for a start.
Okay. Well, there you go.
It was down. It was 4 flights of stairs down. And
wow!
It was way down in the ground. It was made. The cabin was 3 archways, about 12 feet wide each one, like that, kind of thing. The middle one had some chairs, and at the end of that middle one was the stage, and stage was about 3 feet high, maybe.
So it was a small area.
Yeah, and the club held about, I think, somewhere 200 to 300.
Okay.
And it would get packed, really packed. Really packed.
Yeah.
They actually made up a dance in there called the stomp, because you couldn't really dance. You couldn't do rock and roll dancing because everybody would dance like this. And that's what it was. And the music was really punchy. Really, it was dense, the atmosphere, because all those people. And the music was really punchy and loud.
Now, you were in a couple bands before the Ivies, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Now, did you ever play at the Cavern Club?
Sure, yeah. Played there loads of times. Yeah.
Now,
wow.
I'm interested to know if you saw the Beatles at the Cavern Club.
I saw them one time when I was young. When I was really young, maybe 14 or 15, 61, 62, somewhere in there.
Were they the Beatles, or they were the Silver Beatles, weren't they?
They were called that, I think, when they came back from Germany, but they changed the name right away, I think. Anyway, I didn't really know them. I didn't know of them because I was young and just going there for the first few times. And they were really good. You know, because I was playing, I was really listening to them because I fancied playing in a group. But I was really scared because they were really good. You know, the singers were great. I was a crap singer. And I could play with Chuck Berry and my buddy Ollie and all that stuff. And that's what I had going for me, really. So, but I'd go and see those bands on the Cavern, man. I saw the Big Three play there. So you've heard of the Big Three, of course. You know, they were right on a par with the Beatles when the Beatles got signed. It was touch and go which one was going to be the big band.
Four-piece band, similar?
Three-piece. The Big Three were a three-piece.
Yeah. Oh, the Big
guitar,
Three.
Yeah. Guitar, bass guitar and drums. And really great. Johnny Hutch, the drummer, he tells stories because he really knew the Beatles. And he tells he knows all the backstories of everything. You know, so it's really interesting.
Did anyone from that band become famous in another band?
Johnny Gustafson, the bass player, he joined. Who was it now? The Mersey Beats, who got to be quite a big band out of Liverpool. After Billy left, Billy was only 16, the bass player. He's a good mate of mine, Billy. And I, you know, they were big in their own right, the Mersey Beats. You know, the big three never really made it. You know.
Yeah, I've heard of the Mersey Beats.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I've never heard of the Big Three though.
You know, when they broke up, the two singers, Billy and Tony, Billy Kinsley, Tony Crane, they put a singing duo together. They were really good singers. No, they were the Big Two. No, they were called. They were called the Merseys. Had a big song called Sorrow, which was a huge hit. And they came to Liverpool to get a backup band, a backing group, and I got the job as the guitar player in that band. So I started, you know, playing around England then, really proper. I'd had a little bit of that with the Masterminds, the band before that. We made a record. Andrew Luke Oldham discovered us, you know, the Stones manager. Yeah, he came into the club. He came into the club one night and we were playing this song, She Belongs to Me, a Bob Dylan song, which was kind of really kind of a cool thing to do in those days. But and our roadie was a big Bob Dylan fan. We'd really never heard of him, you know what I mean? We liked all rhythm and blues and rock and roll and that, you know. So, anyway, Andrew Luke Oldham came up and said, "Boy, that was great, that man. Do you want to come to London and make a record?" And that's
so
how we
cool.
started. Yeah.
And what band was that?
This was the Mastermind. This was the Mastermind.
The Mastermind.
Masterminds. Yeah.
So
it was a good little band. But
how did you become a member of the Ivies? How did that come about?
Normal life, really. Just you know, bands would break up, or you know, things would happen.
Ask
you get invited. And like I say, I played with the Merseys for a while, and after the Merseys broke up, and I went back to Liverpool and everything, Billy was a great mate of the Beatles, and they'd started Apple Records, and he went to work for them doing session bass.
So one thing led to another.
One thing led to another, yeah. And it was Billy who got the Ivies. He said, if you're looking for a guitar player, call this fella Joey Molland, or get in touch with Joey Molland and have him come down and audition. I think you'll like it. So that's what happened. He told them, they got in touch. or Billy got in touch and said, come down. I was a little bit iffy about it. I'd seen him on TV doing Maybe Tomorrow and that, which was a bit of a twee, if you liked. I didn't really, that wasn't my kind of music. I liked the hard side of Motown, and I like rhythm and blues. I like rock and roll music.
Right.
And so Maybe Tomorrow wasn't really my game. So I was a bit doubtful, but I went down, and they told me that they wanted to be more of a rock band. They'd been a rock band and rhythm and blues band in Swansea when they'd started. And as they started writing songs, the songs had been, you know, when you start writing songs, you write about, you know, silly things. Well, not silly, but sweet things.
Especially when you're younger, you know.
Yeah.
Bring me that cup of tea. My girl's bringing me a cup of tea.
No, there you go.
Bring me the tea. Bring me the tea. Come on. What's the matter with you? Hello, Will. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I got water.
I'm drinking seltzer.
I'm drinking tea.
Hey, speaking of, so yeah, in your head you were thinking about you're learning, you're loving the rhythm and blues and the rock and roll.
Yeah. So I went down and auditioned anyway. They'd been a rock and roll band, and they wanted more of that. And I think that's why they got me in, because they tried out all these other guitar players, like 20 odd guitar players. And for some reason they picked me, and I think it was because I had a good handle on it. I could play Chuck Berry about as good as anybody. I mean, I'm not blowing my own trumpet there. That's what people would say about me. And they went, So I had that stuff.
That's great.
I really worked hard on it, man. The players in Liverpool were first rate. You know what I mean? So I knew you had to work hard. I played on street corners. I played in bars. I played in the front parlor of my house. Like every day after school, I played the guitar. I didn't go out to the park with my mates.
And you just hopefully get better.
And so you're alone at that point. When you're busking, you're alone, right?
Yeah. And then you meet other players. You do. I don't know how it runs, but you meet people. And I met this guy Pigeon, Pete Edge. I'm still friends with him on Facebook. He's one of my best mates. And we both loved Chuck Berry, and so we were learning. And there was a group up the street. And we'd go and sit outside their window and listen to them playing, and because they were really good, called the Escorts. And it was just life, just life going on like that. So you work hard, and you grab hold of what you can do, and then you take it. You know what I mean? That's what I did.
Now, did you collect albums from, like, how did you hear Chuck Berry? Was it on the radio? Or
I didn't really have any money, but my brother who played as well, my elder brother Chris, he had a band, and they were like a pop band, but they wanted to be jazzers. They wanted to do Django Reinhardt and stuff like that. But he had Buddy Holly albums, and he had some, Cliff Richard. He had a little bit of Elvis, a little bit. He didn't really have a Chuck Berry record, because I learned Elvis first, and then Buddy Holly. But it was great learning them. I'm telling you, guitar players out there, go back and learn your Buddy Holly songs.
Yeah.
I'm telling you how to
basic rock and roll. Here's the beginnings of rock and roll.
Where the solos come from. You know where the guitar solos come from.
Yeah, because they're hearing that. They're hearing that. Yeah.
It all goes
I can play the chords, but not the solos.
Yeah, well,
like Peggy Sue is like 3 chords.
Yeah. I think there's an F in there somewhere, but
yeah, there is.
So I'm just thinking about talking about some music possibly coming over from some of that coming over from America, coming over from the U.S. When did you get to the U.S.? When did you get to the U.S. first, and what was that like?
1970. We came after Come and Get It was a hit.
Okay.
And we had the next single coming out, No Matter What. And so we came, we got a really cheap tour booked. But we played all over the place. We came over here in, I think, winter or fall of 1970, maybe 71. But we just went on the road and played. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
My father had always talked to me about America. I'd seen about America. I'd heard the music. All came from America. All the Stax records. The Chess records.
Yes.
The Sun records.
Yeah.
Come on, that's pretty much rock and roll right there.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So Joey, when you're playing, when you come to America and you're playing, and you said it was great, how are the fans different? Was it all cool? Was it all good? How were the fans? Yeah.
The fans were great. Really,
as compared to England, that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah. No, they were great. The English fans were really good, but they were really territorial. Like London fans, like London bands, Birmingham fans, like Birmingham bands, and Liverpool, in Liverpool, we were great. They thought we were great.
Almost like they are with sports, in America.
Of course, and in England too.
If you like the Yankees, you can't like Boston, Yeah,
right on. You can't even appreciate them. You can't. And it's the same, it was the same.
Yeah. So the Ivies the Ivies became Badfinger. And
that's right.
Where did the name Badfinger? Because that's kind of a unique.
Listeners want to know.
It is. Well, Neil Aspinall suggested it. And when we asked him, what Badfinger, where'd you get that? He said, it's an old blues record I've got, Badfinger Boogie. And he said, that's where I got it from. Well, of course, it turned out that Badfinger Boogie was the work title for A Little Help from My Friends, the Beatles song. Because John Lennon played the piano. And he wasn't the greatest pianist in the world. He was he played piano
like Badfinger.
Somebody said Badfinger. Yeah.
So we were called Badfinger. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that was the working title for A Little Help from My Friends.
That's what they say. Yeah.
Very interesting.
I think that was actually Badfinger Boogie. Yeah.
Badfinger Boogie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, your first Badfinger's first album was 1970, Magic Christian Music.
Yeah, that came out. Yeah, it was actually when Paul McCartney produced "Come and Get It Right."
Well, he wrote that.
He produced it and wrote it and everything.
Yeah.
He told the band that he would, if they did a good job on "Come and Get It." Oh no, I'm sorry. He told them he wanted them to write a song for the beginning of the film, which was an enormous opportunity for an unknown band, virtually unknown band. And they wrote that song, Carry On Till Tomorrow, which is a great little tune, knockout tune. And Paul was knocked out with it. He was. And said, go ahead and write the rest of the songs for the movie. So they wrote Crimson Ship, and Paul wrote, Paul and the band actually did Rock of Ages. So they had 4 songs now, produced by McCartney, new. They'd done that Maybe Tomorrow album, and what they did was they took 8 songs or something from that album, put them with the 4 songs, and put it out as Badfinger. But it was actually the Ivies band.
Your third album was produced by Todd Rundgren and George Harrison.
That's right. Yeah.
So you
good.
So you were in good company, like starting out.
Oh yeah, we started work with the Beatles. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Wow. But all of a sudden, they call up and say, "Hey, George wants to know if you're doing anything tomorrow." No, we're just
I'm free.
He wants you to bring your guitars down to Abbey Road to the studio. He's making a new record, and he wants you guys to play guitars.
Wow!
What? Yeah. So we go down there with the guitars, and we go in the studio. It was a little studio at Abbey Road, I think Studio 3, maybe Studio 2, I'm not sure. But we walked in the door, and there's Ringo Starr sitting at his drum kit. Ringo Starr. And there's Eric Clapton tuning his guitar up.
Wow.
There's Klaus Fulman, who wasn't so well known, but he was famous to us. Klaus Voormann, and there was Billy Preston. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was
this is for the George Harrison album.
The George Harrison sessions, and this was the rhythm section, yeah.
Eric, You're like, oh yeah,
man.
Oh yeah,
completely blown away. You know,
was this concert for Bangladesh?
No,
or All Things Must Pass.
This is the album sessions, yeah, which was our first real involvement, really playing with them. You know what I mean? Recording with them and stuff. The guys, Tommy and Mike and Pete, had already done the Paul session, of course, but this was the first time the whole group, all of us, were at a Beatles session to record on his songs. You know?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And it was a fantastic experience. George Harrison was absolutely lovely.
He was leading. It's
his band. It's his band.
He's leading. Yeah.
He's got his mates there, but just fantastic. He comes over. Here's the way he does it. He comes over, says hello, thanks you for coming. He's very polite. Really nice bloke. Not big time at all. Regular bloke talking to you. But he's he's the Beatle guy. Like, what?
Yeah.
So it's really freaky, man. And
that's cool.
Anyway, so he plays in his song. This first song we're going to do, it's called Wah Wah. And it's got a guitar riff, and he plays a little bit of the riff. And then he says, but it goes like this. And he wah wah. And he's telling us we're learning the song as he's playing it, like. And the form, the verse, intro, verse, chorus, whatever it was. And that's how he was with all the songs. He'd just come over to us and play it to us. And sing it to us. And we'd play it through a couple of times and learn it. And, and it's funny, they had a big cardboard, a big plywood box made. And the three Badfinger guitar players would climb in the box. It had doors. It had doors on the front. It would climb in the front, and it was open at the top, and so they could put mics in and mic up our guitars.
But they locked you in there till you got it perfect. Right?
It was like a way. No. It was just to separate us from the rest of the band. Because we were all playing in the same room, so
it's for that track, right? It's for separation of tracks.
Yeah, exactly. But he wanted us to play with the band, not overdub it, but play it with the band. So they're finicky about things like that. Those guys, when you do backup vocals, you sing them all at the same time around the mic. You don't do them one track at a time.
Yeah, not multi people singing backup. Yeah. You're going to do backup together. Yeah.
Yeah, you do backup together, just like in, you see the old films of the Wrecking Crew and all that, doing those things. So anyway, they had that for us. So we go in the box, play the song, play it 2 or 3 times, and then we go to the next song. And it was great. Yeah. Billy Preston would lift up his head and smile and make everybody in the room feel good.
Yeah.
This beautiful smile, and he's so great. Awesome. Yeah, those things were great. Ringo, of course, was rock solid and on.
Good.
Tremendous. Wait a minute here. I'm getting an okay thing. The meeting has been upgraded.
We've been upgraded.
We've been upgraded. That's what it said to me, anyway.
Jim, do you have anything there?
So the concert for Bangladesh, was that one concert, or was that a series?
No, it was 2 concerts.
Okay.
We were recording straight up with George when that whole thing went down, and it was about a year and a half later. We were doing our record with him. We'd done about half of it, the straight up album it was, and he got a call from Ravi Shankar, who's the famous Indian musician. He'd met Ravi on his travels. Anyway, he got a call.
Yeah, his daughter is Nora Jones.
That's exactly right.
The talented Nora Jones.
She's incredible, isn't she?
Yeah.
Wow.
Still doing it. Yeah.
Wow. Anyway, so Ravi called him and told him about the about the Bangladesh tragedy, about the disasters happening, the floods, you know, the monsoon rains. It was really bad. People were dying, hundreds and hundreds of thousands maybe. And he called George to see if there was anything George could think of that might bring the attention of what's going on there to the rest of the world. You know, because nobody was really paying attention. And so George decided he was going to try and do something. And he apologized to us and he left for New York. He arranged for Todd Rundgren to come over and finish the record with us. And he told us he was going to do something. He didn't know what. And he went to New York. And they made the idea to come up with the concert and try and raise money through the concert and the record and whatever. And then he called all the people that played on All Things Must Pass. You know, he never played with anybody but the Beatles, George Harrison. He only played the Beatles. So we didn't know anybody else's songs other than really old songs and his really new songs. You know what I mean? So that's you know, that's where the decisions lie. So we went over to New York. He asked us to come and play, and we went over to New York and we rehearsed with him and we go now for about a week. Got those rhythm beds back together, you know, and then you know, Eric came in, Eric Clapton, Leon Russell and the Shelter people, Jim Horn, all the horns, like a I don't know, 12-piece horn section or something came in. And then all these singers came in. Famous songwriters showed up because they wanted to be involved. And actually, at the dress rehearsal on Saturday, Bob Dylan showed up. Which was unbelievable for us.
Well, I wanted to ask you this because there's a rumor that Badfinger was supposed to perform a Badfinger song until Bob Dylan showed up, and
was that true?
I never heard anything about that.
No, somebody's making that up.
We weren't really imagining that we'd play.
You were just happy to be there, like be part of the. I mean, that experience.
These
incredible.
are giant stars, you know. These are giant stars. We'd had a couple of hits, but we never considered ourselves, you know, giant stars.
So Joey, the
Beatles must have. The Beatles must have loved you guys because. I mean, first of all, you were one of the first bands they signed onto the label. Plus, you were not only on All Things Must Pass, you were also on. I think all of Badfinger was on Imagine. Is that true? The whole band. No,
just Tommy and I.
Okay,
just
but
Tommy
still, to want to think of you guys in these different projects. I mean, they must have taken a real liking to you guys. You know,
and I'm just thinking back about
I suppose, you know, they would always be the Beatles to me. I couldn't be really friendly with John Lennon. You know what I mean? You know, how are you? Like, you know what I mean? I couldn't be like that with Lennon.
Hit him on the back.
Like a guy from a different planet or something. Unbelievable. So, I don't know why, and I just didn't question it. And I thought, I've thought about it a bit. A lot of things, but you know.
So John Lennon, he always did appear like he was always thinking of something else. He was thoughtful in that way, introspective. Did you see him as that kind of person? When
I saw him just like you. You know, he seemed like he just seemed like a great guy. I thought he was funny. What a great singer! All that raucous and real tender in the back of it. Really beautiful voice going on in the back. And that John Lennon voice coming out, you know, really incredible. I thought the Beatles were brilliant, but he was sweet. He came in, thanked everybody for coming, just like George. You know, he said hello to everybody, made a few wise cracks, you know, told Calvin not to don't be screwing around with the drum part, you know, keep it straight, you know. That's what he was like. And he swore, you know, he talked like a doctor, you know. And I'm not going to do that. But he was just like John Lennon. Like, do you imagine him? That's what he was like. But doing the songs, and the George is the same, they were totally focused. Lennon never used lyric sheets and stuff.
Oh, wow.
He would just his
instrument. He carried the words in his head. Yeah.
Wow.
I only just found that out, really. And when I think about it, you never see him doing that.
Yeah, lyric sheets. That's what you get for the lyrics, for the words or lyrics. Yeah, okay.
Yes, he's had it all in his head. And again, the same as George, he'd know how he wanted it. He'd know how it started, although he wouldn't have the intro. He didn't have the intro for Jealous Guy. He would depend on the musicians, contributing. And they allowed you to do that. If you were in those roles in the band, if you were the lead guitar player, they expected you to fool around and find the part. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's all, I know music is all about parts. It's all about parts. Great records are all about parts. So they were really focused in that. And, all that experience in the Beatles and all the songs they knew. These guys really worked hard. You know what I mean?
It's interesting. I'm thinking about John Lennon not using lyric sheets. It's like if you're speaking and you're public speaking, and like I'm speaking to you right now, if I'm speaking from my heart, from my head, it's coming right to you. If I'm reading it and I'm reading stuff, I think that's another reason John Lennon came across right to our hearts, because it came right. Right from him. He's not having to read the lyrics. That's interesting.
And when he sang, it was so natural. Like he's not like, oh, it has to be this word. It has to be, it was like
natural.
It flowed more, lyrically.
Yeah.
Joey, speaking of writing, I've really been listening to "Be True to Yourself." That's your latest album.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Did you write everything there, or is it co-written?
Yeah, but all the songs are mine. All the songs are my ideas. They're all from ideas I have. Some of them are complete. Some of them are ideas. But all my ideas. Then we had Gary Bear, who's a famous songwriter, Hall of Fame American songwriter. He sent us an idea, Rainy Day Man. He sent us that idea. It wasn't.
That's a great song.
It's a knockout. And Mark and I finished that in Mark's apartment.
Well, I hear a lot of Mark Hudson, and because he's
well, he's
totally tuned into the Beatles sound.
Yeah. That's what you're doing. I just completely give Mark Hudson his head. He's brilliant. Again, his focus is incredible.
Yeah,
and he draws the players out through making fun of them, insulting them, whatever he takes.
He seems like such a great guy.
Knockout. Well, look at all the work he did on my record.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It is unbelievable. I haven't heard any bad reviews for that record.
Great.
At least like 60% of that is down to the work that Hudson did. And the players that he got, Steve Holly, Jay Shepard, Paul Santos, Benny Harrison. Just these great players came in. And
I noticed you have a couple people. We wanted to go back and talk about the Mickey Dolenz and Jason. I don't know how you say it, Chef.
Chef.
You toured with them in 2019.
That's right.
On the Todd Rundgren's White album tour.
And the 50th anniversary tour of the White
50th anniversry.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Mike and I saw you guys in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
At the casino there. Yeah.
We were in the seventh row.
Thank you, man.
Yeah. We love that show.
Yeah, we had fun.
The show was great. Something strikes me about the show. I got a question for you, Joey. I remember some early music from Todd Rundgren way back, and when some new albums came out. I don't know him like you do, but Todd was seeming he was kind of going wild. I mean, he came out in leotards, and he's got some other kind of Nerf gun, and what was it, bubbles?
It was a super soaker.
Super
Bungalow
soaker.
Bill.
Yeah, man.
Bungalow Bill.
Yeah.
So I had no idea that Todd was like that, and so is that Todd? I mean, is that normal?
I had no idea that he was like that either. I mean, okay. I've met 3 Todd Rundgrens now. I've met the guy that is a complete asshole. I've met the one.
Number one, asshole.
I've met the one that is, well, that's a really strong personality, man. That's Todd Rundgren.
Yeah.
Then there's Todd Rundgren, the talent guy, the brilliant guy, the brilliant guitar player, a singer, a songwriter. I've met that guy too. And now I've met the guy who likes to dress up and go crazy. And I don't know whether it was real music, but he was absolutely fantastic. The amount of energy that he brought to the show. Energy was incredible, wasn't it?
Dancing around, leaping.
Oh, yeah.
Working the audience. Yeah, I was surprised. I didn't see it coming.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming. None of us did. You know, and the Hey Bungalow Bill, you know, with the hat on and the shorts.
He was in a safari outfit.
Yeah. Well, I think he was mixing safari with other things too. I was like, what?
Yeah, it was just great, man. Just fun.
So that show really worked well. Everybody had a great time.
I like that.
Each of you got to play a couple of your own songs along with.
That's what I loved about it. You know.
Yeah.
You did the entire White Album, and then each person got to play 2 or 3 of their own songs.
Yeah. It was really good. It worked out great. I think we all got on really well. I think we were all surprised about that. We all got on really well. Nobody was really aloof. Everybody was friendly, open to ideas. Like I thought, well, maybe Todd would sing Baby Blue with us because he produced it. So I went and said to him, hey, do you fancy singing Baby Blue with us? Oh, yeah, I'll do that, yeah. And, you know, there was no hesitation to do that stuff. You know what was really great was seeing Mickey Dolenz perform the songs. You know, like when he did
he did Rocky
Raccoon
Rocky Raccoon, when he sits, you know, he's pretending to sit down the campfire and all that. And he brought all that and singing I'm so tired, you know, and he's like, oh, I'm so tired. He really performed the songs for us. You know, it was great. And we all tried to do that, you know what I mean? The band was great. I loved it. Sold it out pretty much every night.
How many shows, do you remember how many?
I think we did like 45 or something like that.
Wow.
We were going to we had, I think, 60 booked for this year. Because we were going to do it again. And maybe at the end of this year, we were going to do a different Beatle album. Which would have been a lot of fun too. But it was so great, Jason Sheth. He's a great bass player. He's a fantastic singer. Everybody
and I think he played the piano too.
Did you know his dad played bass with Elvis Presley?
Really?
Did not know.
He was Elvis Presley's bass player. I'll say that one more time.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Wow. I'm shaking his hand, you know. Just great. He was fantastic. He came and sang on the record as well. Sang really beautiful harmonies for us. Rainy Day Man and all that stuff. Julian Lennon came too.
What did he sing? What song did he sing?
He sang on 3 or 4.
The harmonies, though, on that album. My favorite song, though, is I Don't Want to Be Done With You. Now, I have to say, do you know the band The Smithereens?
Yeah.
Because the guitar riff in the beginning sounds just like Only a Memory, like slowed down a little bit. But it reminds,
it does.
but not exactly, but that guitar, that sound, that progression, that guitar,
and the tone of it, and the tone of it too. Yeah, the tone and feel, just slightly different timing. Yeah.
And I think this song is like the most Paul McCartney sounding song.
Yeah.
I had the guitar riff. I swear to God, I had the guitar riff. I had it in that song with the changes. Mark Hudson didn't really like the song. He didn't really like the lyric or whatever.
No.
And so he went away. He just went away and kept the idea and just wrote another song right over the top of it.
Well, I like how the vocals are. The vocals are like raw. They're like you truly hear your voice. And I have to ask you, have you ever been mistaken for Paul McCartney?
In looks, I have, yeah. Can I tell you a story?
Sure.
Of course you can tell us.
I went in 1976. This was. I met some people in LA because I was living in LA then. I met some people, and they were very wealthy, and they were going deep sea fishing off San Luis Obispo, and they invited me along. So I went along with them. Yeah, great. And I got on the boat, and the captain of the boat, thought it was Paul McCartney. I'm getting on a deep sea fishing boat with millionaires. That's Paul McCartney, you know what I mean?
So the captain, okay. Yeah. Not the host, the captain,
The captain of the boat.
He didn't ask for your autograph, did he?
No, but he did. When he talked to the shore, he said, I've got Paul McCartney on the boat. He did. And of course, woof, that spread like crazy.
Yeah.
So
and Joey's going, where?
So when we get back to the shore, and we're getting off the boat, there's all these people there. There's all these people there with cameras and everything. And so I put my sunglasses on because I said, "Are you Paul McCartney?" So I put my sunglasses on, and rather than deal with the whole to-do, I said, "Yeah," and I just said, "I am Paul McCartney." And I just pretended to be Paul McCartney.
That's so cool.
I never took my sunglasses off. But they were convinced. They were really convinced that I was Paul McCartney. So I guess an answer to your question,
okay.
That is a great story. About what year was that again?
1976. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That is just awesome. Just thinking about just going back 1 minute for Bangladesh, the concert for the people of Bangladesh. That would have been one of the early rock concert fundraising events of its kind, right? Because you had Live Aid, Live Aid 2. I think it was an early. I mean, people. I
think it was maybe the first.
Yeah, I think it's
the first of the giant concert. It's made almost $250 million for charity.
Wow.
I had no idea.
$1 billion.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Because nobody ever took any money out of it, except maybe Alan Klein. But George never got any money from it. Nobody did. But I know that because I got an award. We all got an award from UNICEF. And they sent us all this, the whole collection of CDs and all that stuff. And really fantastic. Great.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Jim, what else you got there?
Obviously, right now we're under still under the quarantine. Yep. So you're not touring. So are you planning a tour to support the new album?
Yeah, I'd love to go out on the road. I'd love to get back on the road. For a guy at my age, I really need to work, man, to keep in shape. You've got to sing to be able to sing. You've got to keep your belly flat, man. You can't sing with a big belly. It's just a fact of life, man. So I'm dealing with that. I'm dying to get back out on the road. I enjoy the road so much, I spent, 50, 60 years of my life touring. I do it all the time. I play gigs as many as I can. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm really dying for them to open it back up. But I'm not going to do it until I feel really good, safe about it. You know, I'll wear my mask. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that might be one of the reasons why I'm not sick today, you know. Because I still go out. I still go out to, you know, do the shopping and do that stuff. But, this COVID thing is a nightmare, man. Wow.
Yeah.
Now, have you thought about doing a streaming concert? Like
I'm actually filming a podcast now. Although I'm not really going to feature a lot of the new songs off my record. I'm telling, it's more like a Joey Molland story, if you like. So
like an acoustic kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing that. And it's going to air in January, I think. I'm making my bit of it, because it's going to run all weekend, this podcast. And making my bit of it like a little TV show. I've got videos I made for my record and making the new ones now. And so there'll be some fun and games going on, you know. I've got my mates a little bit in it and that, you know, so yeah, I'm doing that kind of stuff. Trying to keep in shape. It's really hard, man, to keep your voice in shape. That's all I know.
Oh, yeah.
You know, for sure.
Now, the recording of your new album, the other people, like Mickey Dolenz and Julian Lennon, did they record their parts separately? Or
they came. I went out to Los Angeles with Mark. Mark has a studio out there. So I went out there to do the vocals. He'd been working on the backup vocal, you know, during the interim period. And then when we got out there, we had Jason Sheff came down and sang all the harmonies he's going to do. He did a whole day singing all day. And Mickey came and did the whole evening singing his parts and stuff. And thank you so much to both of them. They both got, you know, great things to do, these guys. They've got great lives, you know. So it's nice of them to give up the time. Same with Julian.
Well, it might be a little easier with nobody's touring and maybe they have a little bit more time.
No, we did the vocals last December or last November. So
right before
it wasn't even a factor, you know. So, you know, these guys have got great lives going on. And same with Julian. He came to New York and came and sang on my record, which was a beautiful thing to do. Just great. I didn't know Julian really well. I've met him, you know, because I made a point of going to meet him when his record came out. When Velof came out and all that. You know him. He came in and worked his ass off on those songs, learning the phrasing, learning the words, learning the harmonies, which are quite different from, you know what I mean? Singing them as best he could. I've got photos of him singing on the mic, and he's really putting it out. You know, he's just standing there like a count or something. He's really putting it out. He's really singing, you know, which is a lovely thing to see, you know what I mean? Bloody great, man. I tell you, I had the greatest time making this record. The players were just in it.
It's a great album.
You know?
I've played it 4 or 5 times at least.
It makes me, thank you so much. Honestly, God, it really makes it worth it. People say they like it.
It's a fun album.
I've never heard anybody tell me they don't like it, man.
Yeah, I think my favorite is "Be True to Yourself" at the end. There, the title track at the end. I like that. That's sweet.
Unique.
I love the way it ends. It ends very sweetly. I hear cello in there, I think.
Oh
it's very sweet.
They're all real. They're real guys. Real guys came to the studio and did those jams and all that. You know, same with everything on the record. There's only one little bit of synthesizer on there. The rest of it is real.
That's great.
Proud of, really.
I don't know whether you should.
I don't know, and they're all complete takes. All the songs are complete takes.
Yes, instead of segments.
There's no what's it called, pasting, whatever it is. Cut and paste is not.
Cut and paste.
There's not. I don't know if it means anything, but you know, it is a fact that we made it in the old-fashioned way. We cooked it from the beginning, you know what I mean? You know, we had to cook the carrots first because they take longer. You know?
Soup with Joey.
So we have one last question, and we're calling, this is our mystery question, okay?
One more for you.
There's 7 different questions. We're only going to ask you one, but you have to you pick a number between 1 and 7.
Oh, wow.
And then you'll get that question. So
5.
What's your
5? Yeah.
If you could go anywhere in the world and stay for 1 month free of charge, where would it be?
New Zealand.
New Zealand, okay.
New Zealand, yeah.
So have you been there?
No,
okay.
I haven't. No.
Okay.
I have a brother-in-law and sister-in-law said it's beautiful. They were there about 5 years ago and just touring the countryside, and they said it was fabulous. I believe that's where there was these hobbit homes up on a mountainside, and there's these little homes and little doorways and stuff. I think it was New Zealand. Yeah. Awesome.
Okay, I'll go for that. Yeah, great. I'll write that on my list.
But it's beautiful.
Yeah, that's all I've ever heard about it, is how beautiful it is. And so I'd like to go there. I would.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things going on there. I've been to Australia. I've been to Japan. I've never been to China. I wouldn't mind going there. And I've never really been to India. I passed through it, flying.
Mm-hmm. Have you been to Sweden?
Yeah, I've been to Sweden.
Okay. Yeah. My wife loves Sweden. Yeah. We went there a couple years ago.
Yeah.
We were going to go this year, and I don't even know if we're going to be able to go next year. But we go to Stockholm.
Wow.
We stayed there for 10 days in Airbnb. So it was someone's apartment.
Yeah.
So we got to live for 10 days.
Yeah. Like
Swedes.
It is nice. I've got pictures of me and Tommy laying around in a big yard. And we went up there and did some TV shows, I think.
Mm-hmm. So, Joey, one last thing. Where can people get your new album? Where can they...
Well, the digital album, you can get it pretty much, anywhere you can get digital albums. So, iTunes and all that, Spotify, you can get it up there, Amazon. They can
also get the physical copy, the CD.
They can get physical CDs. I think maybe at Target.
Okay.
And they only say that because Target don't stock a lot of records, but they have some of mine. And then the local record stores might have it.
Okay.
It's all a question of the individual record store owning, ordering it and getting it in. And how good the label distribution is. They're doing a pretty good job as far as I can see.
Yeah.
And you should be able to get it. Or, that's all I can hear about it, really.
Yeah.
Check it out.
I mean, do you have a website?
I do. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Can they get it from your website too?
Yeah, they can. Yeah.
Okay.
We've got a Badfinger site. And that's where it is. www.badfingersite.com.
Okay.
We've got all that stuff, T-shirts and records and everything. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Joey, just thank you so much for your time today. Thank you. It was great talking to you.
You're welcome, man. Anytime you like, man.
And I love hearing the stories. The stories is the favorite. I love hearing the stories.
And I hope you get to continue your tour soon.
I hope so, man. I hope we all do, man. Get to go to shows and see people.
We love going to concerts, and that's the most thing I miss. So
yeah. That's right, man. Yeah. Live music.
Live music.
Unbelievable. Yeah. You take care, guys. It's really nice.
Thank you, Joey.
Thank you, guys.
Take care.
Thank you.
Both of you guys. Yeah.
Take care. Okay.
Yeah, you too. You too, man. God bless.
Intro and exit music by the band 99%.
Today's show was produced and edited by Jim Thatcher. You can find Jim and Mike Talk on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, and their host site, Podbean.
The songs this time, Rainy Day Man and I Don't Want to Be Done With You, used with permission from Joey Molland.